What's going on, everyone? This is Dr. Mephisto and welcome to the ride. We're here in Toronto and the guest I'm getting today is one of my all-time favorite DJ here in Toronto. It's the first DJ I've heard playing Afro House here 7 years ago, and I just can't wait for you to discover him. Let's go! Dawkins.
What's going on, my dude?
You good?
Yeah, man. Nice whip, nice whip.
Let's do this. Okay, just so quick introduction for people who don't know you.
My name is Corey Dawkins, DJ, music lover, promoter, and you know, I make a few beats sometimes here and there, working on some things.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
We met like 7 years ago, man.
Yeah, you've been here a while, man.
And I moved to Toronto, and I gotta say, Corey is the first person I've heard playing Afro House in this city. People claim this, but that's where I heard it first. I used to listen to Afro House a lot in France, and I was looking for this here, but everybody was playing 70s old school house. And I was missing this, and you were the first person that I've heard playing this.
Yeah, man. You know, one of the, I'd say one of the OGs, original OGs in Toronto playing it. I mean, you know, it's just, you know, just been doing it, doing it, you know, through some events and stuff like that, and love it, love the music, man, love it.
So what's your story, actually? Like, we never talked about this before, but when did you start? Where you come from, by the way?
Where I come from, my family's Jamaican.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Calgary, Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved to Toronto in 1997, just to kind of, you know, pursue music and do more, you know, more stuff in music. I mean, there is a music scene in Calgary, but there's more opportunity here in Toronto.
Yeah.
You can get into anything you want to get into. So, you know, since I've been here, I've been just doing the music thing, you know, just growing and learning and getting, you know, knowledgeable and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So, you know, not originally from TO, but I'm a TO guy now. I've been here like 23 years, so, yeah.
So when did you actually start DJing?
I started DJing probably like 1999. 2000, around there.
Mm-hmm.
I started DJing at a little lounge called Ivy Lounge, and it's across the street from the Art Gallery of Ontario.
Okay.
And that's where I started playing like house and more of an open format style of music, so hip hop, neo soul, reggae.
Oh, that's that gallery has multiple level right in front of the AGO.
Yeah.
Been doing a lot of jams there. The Party Afro House from Sarah Regular was there.
Yeah. But that was like the place I started. That's where, and a lot of really cool DJs used to spin there, like Son of Soul, who passed away. Jason Palmer used to spin there, and lots of other DJs. But that was it was a really intimate space. Mm-hmm. It kind of felt like you're in someone's living room, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Really great patio in the back, and I used to throw like Sunday afternoon, like, you know, house music events in the back. I was probably one of the first. One of the first people that put on Sunday afternoon events, you know what I mean? Now Sunday events in the summer are like all over the place. You could handpick them all, but yeah, you know, started, you know, doing that. So that's where I started DJing, and then you know, I just started to get more confident playing out, and then, you know, there's practicing and getting better with the mixing, and, you know, just try to sound seamless when you're playing, and, you know, and also having your own sound too. Like a lot of DJs need to work on that. Like when someone walks in a bar or a lounge or a venue and they hear a sound, they're like, okay, this sounds like Corey, or this, you just, after a while you build a sound, like a trademark. Just like in a producer will have a certain trademark in his production. Like you might have a certain drum kit he uses, or you might use certain vocals or certain keys. Oh, that sounds like a Louis Vega track, you know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah.
Did you produce a lot of music so far, or?
I'm still learning and getting stronger with it. I have like a few tracks that I've done some like re-edits, some remixes, some retouches, and then some original stuff. But still working on it. I don't have like a huge catalog, but I have a Bandcamp page and I just put my stuff on there. And right now there's a few like houseier tracks, but right now I'm working on some like hip hop, like some beats, and then I'm working on like some what do you want to call it? Caribbean house, island house style, like steel pans and all that kind of stuff in the house music. So working on some things, just getting stronger. It's one of those things you just got to keep plugging away at it and learning. There's so much things to learn, right? Yeah. But I think it's important if you want to like continue in the games to have your own stuff, because
definitely
people will hear your stuff.
But it's so easy now too, right?
Oh yeah.
It's so much easier. Like so much, from what I understand, so many more DJs are making their own music that you can just do in your living room. You don't need to have necessarily engineers.
No.
You can put it out there like the same day.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's crazy, man. Like how easy accessible it is now. You know what I mean? Like you can make a song in a couple days. And if you know how to master it yourself, you can master it and put it out. Or if you don't know how to do it, somebody else can do it for you. But it's crazy how far things have come, man.
Did you ever produce something that was before this era where you do it yourself, like went in the studio and like work with producers to do your own stuff? Or
I used to back in like 99, I used to go to Travis Institute.
Okay.
So I studied audio engineering and stuff like that. So I actually was in the studio recording bands, and we would record on the DAT recorders, the old fashioned, you know what I mean? We used to do those, and patch in things, and used to work on the big consoles. It was really cool. Of course that's not used anymore, but great experience, miking up instruments and recording, vocals, and it was really cool.
Who did you work with for vocals actually in the city? I don't know too many artists, but it'd be interesting to.
Well, I haven't really used any Toronto artist vocals on any of my stuff. Recently, I've been given like a few artists. Some artists have given me some stems to work with, but I haven't quite got.
I see.
Like Geneva is one, and then Sophia Denai. She's from BC. She gave me some stems, and who else? I think that's it for now. But I guess for me, really, like what I'm really trying to do is I'm really trying to like even put my stuff on my vocals. I'm not like the greatest singer in the world, but I can sing.
All right.
I can sing, and I'm not gonna perform, on a stage, but I can,
You can perform here.
I can be in my little studio and I can do a little something, you know what I mean? And
some of the harmonies and everything.
Harmonies, I can do that. I'm able to do that, but I'm not like a powerhouse singer. But I am able to do that. So that's one of the things I want to do too. I want to put my voice on, and even some spoken word, because I have a nice voice, so I can do some spoken word. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's just
deep voice.
It's just just messing around with things and just trying to find your vibe, and I guess for me the thing is, if I think it's dope, I put it out. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to wait for people to listen to it 20 million times. I like it. I put it out. You want to buy it, you buy it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
Well, that's what you gain with experience, right? Like you know by instinct that this thing is gonna make people dance.
Yeah.
How are they gonna react?
Yeah.
You don't think about it anymore.
No.
I find. I mean, my background is very different, but yeah. But yeah. So I was gonna ask, like, what did you start with in terms of like equipment and everything?
Like producing or DJ equipment?
Oh, DJing.
DJ equipment? Oh man, it was just the basics, man. Like 2 Technique 12s, a Newmark mixer.
The vinyls, eh?
Yeah, started off with that, and then the things changed. You know, you moved on to like the Newmark CD players with a mixer, and and now we're on to
CDJs and
the
everything.
CDJs with the USB things, and you got your controllers, and then you got.
You're chilling now. You don't have to bring crates.
But I do enjoy every once in a while a vinyl night. You know what I mean? If somebody has a vinyl night, I do enjoy that, but it doesn't happen very often. And nowadays, when you go out and have a vinyl night, people don't get it.
Yeah.
And they want you to play stuff that you don't have on that night. Like, there was one night I was playing at 3030 with, who was it? Roberto and Leo Love. And it was like a hip-hop, 90s hip-hop night. We had 80s, 90s hip-hop night. We had 80s and 90s vinyl. We're just playing vinyl, it's nice, all the good stuff, all the boom bap, you know what I mean? And, these girls, they want to hear like this and that. I'm like, no, we're not really playing that tonight. Sorry, you know what I mean? And people just don't clue in. They're like, yo, they're playing vinyl. Let's just enjoy that sound. Let's enjoy those cuts, those B-sides.
You need to put your mean face on.
Yeah. And I'm scratching my head. I said, what is going on, man? Like, this is a vinyl night. People, like, when I walk into a venue and I see DJs playing, I listen to the music, take in what's going in. Okay, this is what's going on. It's a vinyl night. Okay, cool. They're playing this or playing that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, nothing like 2 12s.
Yeah.
A mixer, and hey man, just going to town and practice it.
Do you think it's far? Do you do that full time, or do you?
Yeah, I'm a full-time DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything these days. I'm very versatile.
Yeah.
So I wish I could just. I wish I could be a superstar and just play house music all the time like Black Coffee. Maybe one day. But the universe is working with me in another way. It's saying, Corey, versatility is the way to do things. We want you to do everything, so you can do everything. Make a living doing a club, doing a wedding, doing a corporate thing, doing a boat cruise, doing a festival. You know what I mean? Just be able to do anything. Well,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to invite you, is because there's more and more traction for Afro House in this city, and I wanted people to know we're the OGs in this here. And like Afro House is becoming like there's more and more interest, even like Afrobeats and everything. I don't know if it's part of your library, but it's more and more there. I find it's very interesting. There's like a real party vibe.
Oh yeah, I've noticed.
Coming back with this.
I've noticed, man. Like over the years, I've been trying to get the young bloods in. Like when I used to throw the rooted parties and the Afrofist parties, and my goal was trying to get the young bloods in, the younger ones in, because it's hot music, it's great music, and I struggle to get those numbers. You know what I mean? I don't really throw as many events as I used to, just because it's just the numbers. I can't get the numbers in, and making money is a little tough, with people coming in late, and the cover charge. A lot of people don't want to pay the cover. It's the older mentality. I wouldn't say the younger mentality's like that, but a lot of older people don't want to pay the cover to come in. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, there's a lot of younger blood into it, and they're loving it, man. Like, and it's good to see, and it's just like, I wish I would have been able to get a few of them in there, but it's good to see folks like you doing it. And
bro, it's not over. Like, I'm telling you, next Ubuntu season, you're in. Definitely, you're in. But yeah, like it's not over. It's just starting, man. There's I see it like yesterday. There's some random crowd coming to Afro House events right now. It's really funny.
Yeah.
But so you say you used to organize a lot of events in the city?
Yeah, like house. I used to do a lot of all different kinds of events, but yeah, I used to do like the Rooted Party. I used to do it with Vinny Groove Hunter. He's from Angola, and we used to do it at like Stone Lounge Revival. We used to do it at Bunda Lounge. Then I used to do a party called Afrobeat with DJ Lazy E, and that's kind of more of it's soulful house, deep house, Afro house. Used to do that at Revival. We used to do it at Bunda. Bunda was the spot. Everybody used to do stuff at Bunda, and I used to do it at Greta Lounge, which is the Night Owl now in college. Those are the house events, And then I used to do stuff like R&B Junkies, where just a night of just dedicated just to R&B. Mm-hmm. The whole night's R&B, a little bit of hip hop. You know what I mean? And hip hop wise, I used to do like stuff at Andy Pool Hall with Benzo.
Yeah, I remember.
Those were fun nights. I miss those nights. You got your dancers and everybody up rocking.
Yeah, I used to like those events in the beginning, and then eventually, like, I don't know, something was missing for me. That's just my opinion. But it was that's what I'm trying to avoid with my events, is that when you have dancers, you need to have the dancers that are there to share.
That's right. And
not necessarily to just show
that.
off. And I mean, it's cool. It's in the b-boy mentality.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you do something which is like a more social music, and you just have people, cannibalizing the dance floor for too long, it's tricky.
I agree with you. I agree. There's got to be a time to do it, and then get back to the dancing, and then it's got to be shared, because then it's this big circle for like the whole night, and everyone's watching, right?
Yeah.
So,
and also like it's important I think right now it's important to also like bring people together. Everybody just come and just look at each other nowadays in clubs. You just want to show off, but it's important to have a place where you can go out, you can dance, and you can like meet people, without feeling like, there's a bunch of jackass here or whatever. Like, just meet people who relate because of the music. And you connect, and it's not necessarily sexual or something like that, but it's on the human plan. Like I find that, especially with social media, everything is dehumanized.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's important to do this. Just my own 2 cents, but But yeah, it's not over, man. We need to do cross-generation stuff.
I'm not saying it's over, man. It just, what it is. I think what it is I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm 42, right? So just that energy to get out there and promote.
I know.
It's a lot of work. If I could, link up with a few younger, more energized cats, and just, do a few little things, it'd be great. You know what I mean? It's just, it's just the years and years of grinding and doing it,
right.
You know what I mean? And it can kind of take a toll on you after a while, you know what I mean? It's not easy promoting an event and getting people out, and, it's not easy, and, you have to really, got to be good at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. Like, you constantly need to sometimes start over, because the generation are changing. The people that used to come to your events, like, they have kids and families now. So, and I find like the industry, the people who go out now, there's so many different types.
Oh yeah.
And there's certain crowd, like personally, that I don't want in my event, and I don't care if they're not coming. I do not care if they're not coming.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you started organizing events like back in the day. How different was it in the city?
I just found back then, like, there were stuff like going on throughout the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, people were going out, you know what I mean? And you could get into whatever vibe you wanted to get into, and I get it, everybody's getting older, family settling down, you know what I mean? Or they don't live in the city anymore, or they don't live as close, you know what I mean? Ooh, I was gonna hit there. And totally get it there. And also, people may not have the money to go out all the time like that. You know what I mean? So, it's, I guess for me, it's just, trying to stay young and hip, and, stay relevant, and, and that's real. It's really about it. And, you know, I still got it. You know.
It's also, from what I understand, like nowadays there's the venues are not on board anymore for music. They just want to make the cash, right?
Yeah, they just want to make the cash. They you know, nowadays you'll book the spot. They just want to know how many people you're bringing.
Yeah. They'll
set up the booths for you. They may help you with a float, you know, and that's it. Go to town. You know, the bar is ours, the door is yours. I mean, there's still some spots that do help promote you and what your brand and what you do. Some spots do that, not a lot of them. But there's some venues that will do that. So, you know what? Let me put some posters out. Let me spread it out on my social media. You know, if we all win, everybody wins, right? So
yeah, that's ridiculous that all that is just separated now. But I guess it's also related to all the like the real estate boom and all that stuff. I think it's expensive now. You need to make that cash.
Yeah. Everybody's got, you know, and I get it, man. To even releasing a venue, like, and what you're paying, like, monthly, you know, like, even I couldn't even believe it. Even certain spots, you'd even think $7,000 a month. You know what I mean? Just to rent a spot out, and just to have it. You know what I mean? Like that. We're talking like, I think the Crawford, which is like. I don't know, where's that? That's College and Shaw.
Really? $70,000 a month?
Sorry, 7,000 a month. 7,000 a month. Just that's just your rent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you know, then you have other expenses. You know what I mean? Like, oh man. So it's not cheap, and I get it. You know, it's expensive. You know.
Yeah. So, what's the solution? Going to play in Hamilton?
Well, you know what, Hamilton's a hot spot, man.
Yeah.
They have a spot down there called Suba.
Yeah.
I played down there last year, and the lady, her name's Erica. She's the one in charge of it. She owns the place. She runs it, and she's very underground. And she's like, you know, she does a lot of really cool events. She does house events. She does hip hop. She does Afro. She's into everything, disco. Yeah, and that little spot is just killing it right now. People will even drive down to Hamilton to check out that spot, Suba. Yeah. And then there's some other venues down there too as well. But yeah, people are kind of, you know, stepping out and, you know, going further. You know, for the music. You know what I mean? And anywhere they can cut a.
Yeah, lots of artists are moving to Hamilton as well, apparently.
Oh yeah. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
To live out there, and you know, you can kind of stretch your dollar a little bit more over there.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. And have you maybe like traveled a little bit, like for DJing? Like what kind of what's your story with like traveling, like and putting your music out there?
Yeah, like right now I've kind of only done Canada. Like I've done like, you know, Ottawa, Montreal, Calgary, and that's about it for now. Like I'd love to do like some stuff in the US, and even to go out to Europe and stuff like that. I know a few of my friends have had some great experiences going to Europe. You know what I mean? They take their music, they might, you know, get a few bookings, and then those 3 bookings that they had turn into 20 because people hear you're coming from. That's what I like about over there. You know what I mean? Like people hear you're coming from Canada, or they like your sound. They'll book you in Greece, so they'll book you in France. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you get a really great experience. You meet some really cool people, and you know.
It's all about taking the risks to go there by yourself without knowing anyone.
Oh yeah, and that's the goal for me. Like I don't know if I can do it this year, but maybe next year. Just see if we can set up a few little things.
Oh, let me know. I'll link you up with some people.
Yeah, and just go down there. Just walk with a few USB sticks of music and say, hey man, you know, we're doing this, you know, and I like the vibe because just from what the feedback from what my friends have been telling me, they go and they said they have a great time, and you know.
So as you said, you're a full-time DJ. Do you find it difficult to create your own sound when you're a full-time DJ? Like when there's like the business aspect that need to be you know, you need to focus on that too, right? So kind of you need to kind of switch your pull down your bar maybe a little.
Yeah, the game is really 90% business and 10%.
Yeah.
It's 10% art. So
Right.
you constantly have to, you know, you're always working on trying to get yourself working. You know what I mean? Because if you ain't working, you're not paying your rent, you're not eating.
Yeah.
So it's you know it's a lot of work just trying to get things popping. You know what I mean? And then when you have that time, you know what I mean, that spare time, you can work on some things and work on, you know, your music. And I'd like to get to that point where I don't really have to worry so much about the bookings as much, God willing, and then I can just kind of like focus on, you know, making music. Sometimes when you have that in the back of your mind, like, man, I gotta pay my bills, man, and I really want to work on these tracks, but I gotta eat this week. You know what I mean? So you know, it can be a little bit tough. You know what I mean? But I think with adversity, you know, that's where you find that gift of how strong you are and how you know able you are to do everything. You know what I mean? So sometimes, you know, you think, hey man, I don't know, man, I gotta try to get booked this week for this and that, but you know, sit down for a few hours and try to see what you can do. Bang out a beat, or you know, you have an idea in your head, work on something, you know, make a mix, do something, you know.
So when it comes to your like most profitable gigs, like are they usually the one where you have freedom to play wherever you want, or usually not?
Right now, I would say the most profitable gigs right now for me personally are like, they're kind of more the corporate stuff and the weddings. And you can't, I mean, you might get lucky and you might get a corporate gig where they say, Corey, just do your thing, or a wedding and they say, do your thing. But most times we live in the age of Spotify and Apple Music, so everybody has, you know, their hand in something. You know what I mean? Oh, we want to throw this wedding, but we want you to play 200 of these songs for us, and then and then after that you can work your way into it. But then you're like, okay, well, it's kind of tough. You know what I mean? So back in the day, like I would say in the 90s or so, like you had more freedom to play your music, but now everybody has more control of what they want to hear. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's more of now, Corey, I'm doing a wedding. This is what we want to hear, and that's it.
Right.
So you know, okay, well, you know, we do it. You know what I mean? We do it. We try to pay our bills, but I think for me, like, I mean, the stuff that doesn't make me a lot of money is the stuff that makes me happy. Like tonight, I'm going to be DJing with the Human Rights at which is like a modern roots reggae band, and I'm going to be DJing, you know, modern roots and reggae sets in between their you know, their sets or whatever. And I'm a happiest man because I love my roots reggae. I love my stuff, and it's not going to pay me as much, but guess what? I'm going to be satisfied in my soul tonight. You know what I mean?
It's not work.
It's like, wow, this is me. You know what I mean? It's like when I play a house event and I get to play the music I love. It's not work, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish it'd pay a little more, but you know, hopefully one day we can get that balance. You know what I mean? But it's really important to do those things you love still. You know what I mean? Because that's you, man. That's flame. You know. So, but yeah, I mean, those weddings and those corporate things, you got to do them. But you know.
And hold on, I lost my track of thoughts. And when it comes to corporate, like, do you well, I guess it's on your longevity as a DJ. You have all the contact necessary to get in touch with those corporations. But what type of company you usually work with? I mean, like this, if there's like a common ground.
Yeah, well, I work with a lot of different companies. Like I've done stuff for, like, it ranges, man. Sometimes I'll do like a political campaign party for like.
Oh, really?
Like Olivia Chow when she was running at the NDP. So I'll do some stuff with Blades on Ice. I did stuff with them. I might get a call from, you know, an MP or something like that, or, you know, a city councilor that's throwing something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I've done a lot of really cool things, and and a lot of it is being in the game a while, right? And just doing your job, just being really good at what you do, and and having that something about you that people like, you know what I mean? And if you're approachable, you're friendly, you got a good energy, you know what I mean? And then you get that work. But people talk, and yes, social media and websites and all that kind of stuff, but people do talk, and they're always asking, hey, we need someone for this, and who can we get for this? Who would fit this? Who's versatile enough to do this? Who's willing to, So yeah, I've done some really cool corporate things, man. I really have,
And do you have any event that stand out from all the ones you did? It was like a one opportunity in a lifetime, and you're like, this one is the one,
Oh, which one is the one?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Man, there's so many of them. But when can I share with you? So many really cool events that I really enjoy doing. But
well, it doesn't have to be one. Like if you.
I think what I really like to do the most, is to be outside, right? Like we're just talking about an event in general, not, And I really like playing the outside vibes. Like when I played a Cherry Beach event, I had fun doing that. That's great. Summertime, by the beach, you're playing house music. I love that. You know what I mean? That's kind of more on the underground tip, but like more on the corporate thing. I think the big thing for me was probably playing I don't know, it was cool playing Olivia Chow's campaign thing. That's really cool, actually. Everybody's there. Everybody's waiting for the results. You got TV cameras everywhere and reporters everywhere, and you're playing. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool, And I was actually, I voted for her too as well. So yeah.
Good coincidence.
Yeah.
Do you with the birth of social media, and being from the previous generation, how did you manage that transition from what used to be a DJ to what it is today? Do you feel like you're handling it properly? You still maybe lost a little, or?
Yeah, the social media thing it's overwhelming. I use it. I may not use it as much as other people do, because I like my personal space, and then I like to live my life, and I don't want everybody knowing everything that I do. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the music and what my passion, I really share that. So I make sure I put stuff out, and people see where I'm playing. People can get a vibe of the music I'm working on, or a mix I put out, or or to share, just share on a topic that I'm passionate about, whether it be in politics or life or world. You know what I mean? It's a great platform. I just find some people overdo it, and it's a little too much, and it's too much information.
Yeah.
But it is a great tool. You know what I mean? It is a great tool. It just, how do you use it? I mean, back in the day, I would say in the 90s, we didn't really have that. So we were putting flyers out, and we were word of mouthing it. We'd email people, and we go on the radio stations and promote our events or whatever, promote ourselves. So it was a little bit more hand to hand, a little bit more
organic, maybe.
More personal. You know what I mean? Now it's you go on social media. Hey, it works. I mean, hey, if I want to know what's going on tonight, or who's spinning, or I want to know what's going on in the news or in the world, I go on social media. I'll know immediately.
I would say I wouldn't advise to go check for news on social media personally.
There's a lot of fake stuff going on.
Or you might just end up getting the news that they want you to read, or what the most clickbaity.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do your research when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, the search algorithm are really tricky there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's a lot of tools, man, to promote yourself nowadays. There's a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of tools, man. And I like what you do. I like how you do your thing. It's you're creative, and there's there's a lot of energy and a lot of vibe behind what you do. Like when you see something, you're posting something, it's like, yeah, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Like you know what you're doing. You know, totally know what you're doing, and I don't have to get into your business and know your life. You just do your thing, and you know, a little bit of taste here and there. And it's nice. It's classy. You know.
I think for myself that I just have the chance that I have a career on the side, and I really keep this for.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure. Mm-hmm. And the hardest part is to keep it as a pleasure.
Yeah.
Is to say, okay, I'm not going to do this right now because it's taking too much of my energy, and this is going to make this becoming work.
Yeah.
And as soon as people feel that you just have this energy of having fun, I think that's what makes them want to get more involved.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was so happy to see you come to my event the other day. Fuck.
Yeah, man. Dude, man, like I wanna come out more to some of these events, but I'm so busy like DJing, right? But when I have a free night, like, you know, like even like you had the event there at the New Luanda there. That's right by my house. Like,
right.
And I had to work that night. But if I was off, I'd be there because this is right there. I just walk up there and hang out. You know what I mean?
I know what's the solution, man. I would just have to book you. That's what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that's one of the bad sides of doing this for pleasure is you want to do more, but you need to hold yourself.
Yeah.
You need to hold yourself. It's but yeah, it's very pleasurable to play music for people, to share what makes you happy. I have this. You know, I was really involved into dance before.
Yeah.
Way more.
Oh yeah.
And then I had a little bit of a switch.
Yeah.
And it came from like a realization actually. The pleasure I was having from dancing was not necessarily the performance. It was more like a social aspect and how you connect with other people. Mm-hmm. And the realization is that connecting with people through dance you need to be actively, people need to be actively looking at you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But with music you can touch them even if they're passive.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, it's a passive connection.
You're right. Yeah.
So you can touch way more people with your craft than with dance. Mm-hmm. Which I still love, you know, to dance. I do it for myself, but when it comes to, you know, touching people, like socially speaking and all that stuff, music is very efficient.
Yeah.
And it's just this sensation to be behind the deck, and you have this responsibility to give people a good time. And for me, the biggest challenge is to keep it as what's it called, like educational.
Yeah.
That's so hard, man. It's really very hard because now, you know, a lot of people just play their iPods, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just an iPod.
Yeah.
And but originally it was about educating people, and that's the challenge. That's the challenge,
man. I find, like, I don't know, like in North America it's a little different than maybe like in other countries where you can kind of be a little more eclectic. You can kind of you know, play a little more better, and you can kind of break records. You know what I mean? And break songs. I find it a little tough here. Everybody's just, not everybody, but a lot of people just listen to and they're content with just listening to just the, you know, the basics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're happy with that. And it's like, you know, there's so much more beautiful music out there.
The consumers, right?
Yeah.
But that's the challenge. Like, try to, you know, make them discover something by accident.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, it's commercial music is a two-sided thing. Like, I used to hate a lot of it about commercial music, but it's true that commercial music can often be the gate for people to discover other stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know?
Like, if commercial artists are doing some Afrobeat, and then they open the door to discover more Afrobeat or dancehall for.
Yeah.
A lot of people are hating, you know, it's cultural appropriation, but then people are really interested in that are just gonna dig.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So I don't know.
Like even now, like a lot of the commercial music, like I said, the dancey stuff. It's a lot of Caribbean vibe or a lot of Afro vibe in it now, and it's hot. Like even a lot of these, like, you know, Justin Bieber's and all these artists, they're using these rhythms, man. Like Drake, they're using all these rhythms, man. You know what I mean? And you know, like you said, people say, oh, I want more of that. You know
Everybody's doing Afrobeat now.
Oh yeah, it's hot. It's hot, man. Like I play at a restaurant called Toroni, and the one on Adelaide, one of the bigger ones there, Italian restaurant. So I probably play there about 2-3 times a week, and it's just like, it's easy, like, you know, people eating dinner, lunch, and I'm just spinning, like, you know, my set. And my sets have different kinds of music in it, but the staff and everybody there, they love it when I get into that the Caribbean Afro vibes. Start playing, you know, the Burna Boys and all that kind of stuff, you know, the Whiz Kids and, you know, stuff like that, the Vitos, and start getting into that. They love that stuff, man. You know what I mean? And then when you want to slow it down a little bit and you want to play a little some neo soul or some stuff like that, they like it, but they want you to go back to that. You know what I mean? Yo, play some more of those, man. You know what I mean? And then of course you mix in a bit of reggaeton for the Latinos, and you know what I mean, some Brazilian ballet funk for the Brazil. You know, you just mix it, you know, do your thing. But that's what I love about it. It's just like the rhythms, man. The world, you know, it's awesome. You know.
Getting old, I keep losing my train of thoughts. Yeah, I was gonna talk more about Afrobeats, but yeah, no, never mind. I lost it.
It'll come back.
Yeah, it'll come back. Oh yeah. I don't know if you know TK Smooth. He was on the podcast like a few weeks ago, and he talked about and that really resonated in me. He talked about the African stigma that was there within like the nightlife in Toronto, and DJs didn't want to play African music, even if, you know, certain songs were there for the longest time, but people didn't want to play them.
Yeah.
And now everybody is into it, and he was saying how he's very happy about this because, you know, even if it's a slow change, but it's a change.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, and it's funny because this reminded me. I remember when we started wanting to push more Afro music in the city with my boy, and we had the feeling that like Afrobeat and Afro House were like the same situation that disco and hip hop at the time with trap today. Like trap is becoming like what used to be disco at the time, and that's something needed to come and just like take over. I don't know if it's the case anymore.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Afrobeat is becoming more and more mainstream anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something always take over anyway.
Yeah, something always takes over. You know what I mean? There's always, and I think it's time now for Afrobeats and stuff like that to do its thing, because everything comes from Africa, man. So you know, it gets its big one. You know, it gets its big vibe. You know what I mean? So all the drums you're hearing and all that and everything, it all comes from the motherland, man. So
right.
Yep.
Right.
The motherland, man.
But now all the trap rappers are rapping to Afrobeat.
Oh, for sure.
Nowadays.
Oh yeah. They know what's up. They know it's hot.
It makes it a little more acceptable for me personally, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Still have a hard time with like the mumbling and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not really big time into the trap music. I mean, I have the music in case I need to play and go that route, but it's not really my thing. But there's a few artists I can deal with, you know. But I'm kind of more like I'm more of a dude that's into lyrics and proper MCing. That's me. I'm from that time, you know what I mean? So that's what I respect, you know, the real MCs, you know.
And it's funny because when you do like a parallel with the social media, nowadays people click on stuff that are controversial, like a lot of dramas and all that stuff. Yeah. And I mean, rap wasn't necessarily like all about dramas, but there's a lot of controversy that were like transmitted through rap, right?
Yeah.
But I guess now everything is like a lot of rappers fake those dramas as well, like
Yeah.
create their own life
Yeah.
through it. But
Yeah.
this old school rap is, I don't know, it's decreasing in interest. Maybe I'm wrong.
It all depends on.
Depends.
I find, like, I'll be honest with you, I find a lot of Caucasian and European
Yeah.
kids are more into the boom bap,
Really?
more the real hip hop, and I find, I'm not saying a lot of colored younger folks are into the trap and stuff, but I find more of them are into that kind of stuff. I mean, if you go to, like, say, a Wu-Tang Clan concert, or you go into, like, I don't know, say for instance, I don't know, Jizza's playing somewhere, or Raekwon's playing somewhere, or Mos Def is playing somewhere, you're going to see a lot of younger white kids coming out, checking that out, and knowing the song. They really research their hip hop. I'm not trying to say black kids don't do that, but they're kind of more into the the booty shaking and what's trappy, and, you know what I mean, the dance moves, and you know what I mean,
hot right
what's
now.
hot,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. That's that's just what I see from when I go out.
Yeah. Well, Afrobeat is hot right now, so
Oh yeah.
actually everybody is interested in Afrobeat.
Everybody's dancing to
Everybody's into
Afrobeat.
it. That's what's cool,
Yeah.
though. It brings people together.
Everybody's doing it, so
Yeah.
that's the one thing. It's hot, you know what I mean. It's hot stuff.
But yeah, then there's all those stories of cultural appropriation, which is let people play the music they like. Anyway, all right, let's wrap this up, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me,
Thank you
man.
so much.
Yeah.
And let's do this next season of Ubuntu.